So Young Thug exposes the truth about Lil Baby's deal and why he may not win in court. Young Thug said some very interesting things over the phone on the jail call about Lil Baby's deal, and depending on if you're an up-and-coming artist, you may not understand, how things actually work. So Lil Baby says something very interesting about Lil Baby's deal that, we may have to reference a book called All About the Music Industry, just to reference, is Young Thug saying this correctly or not? Because honestly, I think there's a lot of things that he did say about Lil Baby's deal that, it's technically incorrect, which is always why I recommend the book called All About the Music Industry, which there is a link in the description where you can listen to it for free. However, let's dive into what Young Thug said and how he's actually incorrect. But let's go.
On that label in the green that don't owe no money. Man, them niggas just sold that shit.
So what Young Thug right now is talking about is how Lil Baby is in the green as far as his label. He doesn't owe money. He's in the green. They actually may owe him money, and his record label sold his rights.
When me and him was on the phone that night, you went to go see that nigga said out of his mouth, Shawty with me. Well, I got him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you saying that you got him on some fake cool shit, like, I got him, but you just sold him. You don't got him. You own 100% of this young nigga master, bro. That's not 1,000. That's fuck nigga shit, bro.
How is that his job to tell Lil Baby how he's supposed to run his business? Like let's be honest here. Like, at the end of the day, if Lil Baby walked out the studio and went to the bathroom and didn't wash his hands, is he supposed to tell him, yo, bro, you need to go wash your hands every time you use the bathroom? Like, dude is a grown man. He's supposed to, do his own thing. And if you don't know the business on, something that you're in, and someone else knows more than you know, that's your fault. And on top of that, if that's in the paperwork, you signed the deal. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, if you wanted the situation to be different where you own majority of your rights and your masters and stuff like that, that needs to be on paper. You can't just keep it in verbal and just say, yeah, that's my homie, I got you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how he just said, P said, oh, I got him. Of course, okay, of course he got him. Of course. This is why I always recommend that people read this book, because there's so many loopholes and little things that you don't understand that you got to know about the music industry, because there's so many things that people can just take advantage of, or just at the end of the day, like, got to understand your business. When you're offered an opportunity, at the end of the day, if you want the opportunity, just negotiate where it could work out for the both of you. And if you're an artist that, if you're in the green, at the end of the day, you have negotiation power, because you could negotiate this, that, and the third with the label. But if you're not negotiating any deals at the end of the day, then, if something comes along the way with the label, they could just sell your rights. And in the book, if you go to chapters record royalties and record deals, it'll explain all about all that stuff. Are you going to be that person where you just sit around and wait for, oh, you know what, you deserve this raise? Are you going to step up and say, hey, I deserve this raise. I deserve this, that, and the third. Maybe Lil Baby didn't feel like he deserved that because he didn't step up and ask for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I'm saying, if you was going to do that, you might as well have just went to him and asked him, did he want to buy some of it back? I'm sure he would have been willing to pay some of it, to get a piece of it, instead of you just going and having a conversation without him fully and then selling it,
For sure. But it's like, if I own 100% of Mariah, and I'm finna sell my label and all the rights to all the music, all the copyrights, if I'm finna sell all that and make $375 million, but Mariah, the only person who with me in the green, and it's my folk, like, you ain't never took no meeting without me, like, you ain't never tried to cross me out, you ain't never did none of that. I'm gonna give you some of your masters, you see what I'm saying? I take $300 million before I take $375 million. I take $300 million and give you $75 million worth of your rights back.
It sound good, but at the end of the day, like, if you have it on paperwork that you don't own 100% of your rights, then at the end of the day, you sold your rights. Like, if someone comes and buys your rights and give you $5 million, that if you're asking for that, that's what you ask for. That's why you definitely got to be careful when negotiating deals with labels. If you're looking for the short term, yeah, take the money and just go and do whatever you want to do with it. You plan on taking it to Prize Picks or something like that, betting it on something, do whatever you want to do with it. But at the end of the day, if you don't own your masters, someone can also sell those masters to someone else for $375 million and give you nothing. So just keep that in the back of your mind at the end of the day.
Cause if I sell the shit and make 375 million, I'm already thinking in my mind I got to give you the 75 million anyway. So before I do that,
But that right there has to be in paperwork. If that was the deal, that has to be in paperwork. If not, if you just verbally just saying, hey homie, you know what I'm saying, when I get my 75 mil, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna give you 20. But if that's not on paper, you know, that's a different story. Now maybe you can negotiate different stuff in court, you know what I'm saying, I don't know.
so and your shit steady growing. And you hold your shit for 2-3 years, you gonna get you 100 million for it. If you hold it for 2-3 more years, you gonna get you 100 million. That shit might accumulate 25 more million. You know, 15, 10 more million, whatever. Like you might sell that shit in 3 years and get 80 million, 85 million. You know what I'm saying? Like if you really on some, bro, I love you. Like man, you my little brother. Cause if you take Wham out of the picture, he probably get 100 million. If you take Wham out of the picture, I know for sure you made 275 million on Wham for sure. 100%. He in the green. He not in the red. The label owe him. He don't owe no label nothing. Every label he signed the 2 labels. Both of them motherfuckers owe him. You wouldn't believe that? See, I thought he just sold the label. I'm like, damn, boy, that's big. Like, but your mustache caught. You sold a label for 300 something million. What the fuck, man? Your ass sold the goddamn copyrights, man. You sold everything. You went out bad, man. You could have got 600-700 million for that shit, nigga.
See, you feel like he should have got 600-700 million from that, but why wasn't the artist thinking like that? At the end of the day, you know, that's if you're signing to a label, the label's already going to be thinking like that. You have to prepare for stuff like that when you're signed to a label. They can do stuff like that because you're signing the rights away. So that's why you always have to have some type of negotiations on the shares of, you know, if you own this percentage or I own this percentage, you know what I'm saying? You have a little bit of negotiation power there because you can't just sell the rights of something without both parties, you know, having the agreement to that. If Lil Baby didn't have the full agreement to his music, then at the end of the day, then that's what he signed up for.
Bad. What wrong with that nigga? But now you telling Wham, hold on, I need to talk to you about something serious, but you just holding him off. It's like me telling you, I need to talk to you about something serious. I got a whole pregnant, but I ain't telling you what it is. I'm just like, baby, I need to talk to you. This shit's serious. But I'm trying to wait till I get the abortion to tell you. You know, shit like that. Like, now I got the abortion. Now it came out on the internet. Boom, Young Thug has a girl pregnant, but paid for the abortion. Now I'm just telling you, like, man, that's what I've been trying to talk to you about. Man, you could have been talking to me about that shit. You got damn, you know what I mean? You keep saying, I need to talk to you about something. Man, like, what's up? What's up, nigga? Talk. We gonna talk. Yeah, you trying to say that until you get the deal done, because you know Wham can stop the deal. You know what I'm saying? The people only get.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, what's to talk about if he already signed the rights away? Like if I buy a beat and the producer sells me 100% royalties for $100 and I turn around and sold the same exact beat for $1 million, like at the end of the day, you sold me the rights. You know, I don't have to go to the producer and be like, hey man, you know, I'm about to do this deal. You know what I'm saying? It's coming up. That's why you always have to think about stuff like that when you're negotiating these deals, when people are buying your rights for your beats, your music, stuff like that. It all goes the same way.
Buying your label because of Wham. They not buying your label because no motherfucking Migos. Them nigga in the red. Them nigga ain't making no money, huh? Watch out. Nigga in the red. You know what I'm saying? Like, one or two of them done bought their shit back from your ass anyway. Done gave your ass 15-20 million of they little hard-earned money. Bought their shit back, so you them sure got all them anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations to the Migos for buying their rights back. That's good. Lil Baby should have been in the same exact position to do the same thing. If he's in the green, why didn't he buy his rights back? You know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't he offer to buy it? Why didn't he try to get it? You know what I'm saying? Maybe he did. I don't know. You know, maybe there's another side to the story we don't know about.
That nigga says, Scooter Braun DM'd him, said, yo, bro, let's have a meeting. He told Scooter Braun, shit, I'm bringing P. Scooter Braun like, you ain't gonna need to bring P. Braun like, man, I don't really be doing that with Scooter Braun. He told him that. Braun like, I don't really be doing no business with that, bro. You know what I'm saying? That my big homie, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never doing that with bro. Like, shout out part of everything I do. Scooter Braun like, okay, cool. He started him Wham and hit P. P went straight and took the meeting without Wham.
See, this right here is why you got to know about how the whole music industry works if you're going to be in this business. Like at the end of the day, if you just listen to what Young Thug just said, he said Scooter Braun came to Lil Baby first and offered him, hey, let's do this deal. And Lil Baby said, hey, I got to have P with me because he does all my business stuff for me. Red flag right there. So then Scooter Braun goes all the way over to P and just buys the whole entire label. And then now you're stuck in a situation where you were in the green and you had negotiation power. And now you don't have the opportunity to benefit from this big deal. See, if Lil Baby thought about himself for that moment, he could have definitely negotiated and got definitely over $100 million from that deal. But instead, he wanted someone else to handle his business. That's why sometimes you definitely just got to be involved with knowing just how things work. So you at least know, okay, at this moment, I need to step up and listen. Because as you can see with him just keeps throwing all this business stuff off to somebody else. Now they have the opportunity to step in and, monetize from your situation.
I talked to Wham on the phone. I said, what you think he gonna give you out that money? I said, you think he gonna give you 75 million or 100 million? He like, shit. I'm like, be always real. Do you think he gonna give you 75 to 100 million on that deal? Be always real. He like, hell no, I don't think that nigga gonna do it right like that.
And see, that's what happens when you sell your rights away, when you take the money and you don't negotiate shares in the rights. So if I was in Lil Baby's shoes right now, the person that I would be looking at is my manager and myself. My manager could have brought this up to me if I didn't know a lot about these deals and I was just rushing to the situation and things are going well and I didn't know about like all that kind of stuff. His manager kind of should have told him about that because his manager should have been, letting him know about how everything works. But at the same time, nobody's job is to teach you about the business at the end of the day. Like, it's nobody's business to teach you about business. So if you're in a situation and you do know about this type of knowledge and you're reading books like all about the music industry and you come across an artist like a Lil Baby who's not really focused on this music stuff, but has this opportunity that it could work for them, where exactly you could play your cards at, because in this situation here, you might come out as a P or not, or you might come out as a Lil Baby. Let me know in the comments, who are you in this situation? How you gonna come out on top?
But Scooter Braun offered Wham 150 million. Scooter Braun told Wham, I want to buy your rights, so I'm gonna give you 150 million. Wham tell this nigga, nah, I'm cool. I gotta bring Pete to me.
Crazy. At the end of the day, like, I understand, like, if you want to be loyal to somebody, like, that's your business partner. But if you don't know everything about the business, it is best that, you go do your research and then go figure that out. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that 150 million that he could have got. And I think Young Thug is also disappointed in this situation too, because I think he feels like he deserves a portion of that. But if you're relying on verbal deals, like, you kind of want to stay away from verbal deals overall, because you won't win that in court.
Man, that nigga went straight around Wham and called P and bought the whole label from P. The whole conversation started from Scooter Braun trying to buy Lil Wham, trying to buy him out of the deal too. He wanted to buy Wham out of the deal. Like, I want you to be with me. Wham like, shit, you gotta talk to P.
It seemed like Lil Baby did not want to be in charge of his business and his situation. And that's just what's going to happen if you just put it over to someone else's hands.
You got to talk to P about that. Man, nigga, P crossed that nigga red hot, worst way. I'm on the phone with Wham. He just like, man, that nigga Scooter Braun try to have the same deal with me. The same mean with me. I tell that nigga, I ain't really doing that without P, I'm just solid. Man, P go take the meeting without Wham. And get the business done. Of course, a nigga get the business done for $300-400 million for sure, but goddamn, bro. Wham said, I know he ain't finna give me 75 million. I said, you think he'll give you a 50? He like, hell no, I don't think that nigga gonna come out no 50. He gonna try to play some game. Why would I tell you? He gonna try to play game. I'm like, damn, bro, that's crazy. Crazy.
I mean, should he be playing games or should he be doing his business? I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like QP did exactly what he's supposed to do. I offered you guys an opportunity. You guys took the money. And at the end of the day, this is exactly what you signed up for.
You know it. I knew I was talking, but I just wanted to hear what Wham was saying. Like, what you think he gonna do? Wham like, I don't know. He said he probably try to come with 10, 15 million, some shit like that, like straight trial, nigga. Man, y'all nigga better. Man, that's where the problem come in at. Y'all both have a real problem about that. Real problem about that.
And honestly, when you think about it, this is what labels do all the time. They take your music, make you a bigger artist, and then they sell the royalties and make more money off of it. At the end of the day, this is what labels do. You also have to understand when you're in that position as well as a top tier artist, stuff like that's going to have to come. So you have to be right there ready to go to get your rights back as soon as possible. So when that moments like that come around, you could say stuff like, yeah, okay, I'm ready to negotiate stuff like this because I'm in the green. You know what I'm saying? If you know you're in the green, why would you tell someone else to go negotiate your deal for you? You know, you're the one that's in the green. You have the negotiation power to almost get almost anything you want. You know what I'm saying? You can say, you know what? I need a private jet. So if you reference the book All About the Music Industry, there's 4 different breakdowns that we could reference just about this whole entire situation. If you own part of the masters, you own part of the shares, like you're owning part of the company. Kind of like you're a co-owner as well. If you're co-owner, then the shares have to be approved by both owners. And without ownership of those shares, then legally the deal can't be done. Now listen to this. Now, if you only get the royalties, you negotiated that, just getting the royalties, but not owning part of the masters, then you still can't say anything as far as, you know, what you deserve to get as far as the money. The label owner can still sell the masters and not give you any of that money. Now, if there is a section in your contract that says that if there is a sale of the catalog, then you may be compensated to a prorated rate, like a 20% or something like that from your masters. Now that could be in the contract where they get that as soon as the deal is done, or it may take a little bit of time, and that will be reported. Everybody pretty much know, I'm sure of it. And if they were to just get that done without your consent, then yes, you would actually have a little bit more negotiation power as far as how much money you would take. But if P's willing to be super confident to make a whole $375 million deal without anyone's cooperation, and everybody don't know about it, like Lil Baby, like he was already in the green, then probably they don't own the shares. So don't always just be focused on the royalties when it comes to your music. Also be focused on masters as well. And if you're negotiating with people as far as, you know, ownership and stuff like that, try to always have some type of percentage on your shares of the masters, so you have some type of negotiation power as far as what goes on, as far as what can happen with the music. At the end of the day, you don't want to be in a situation where you're creating all this music for someone else to eat off of. So make sure you click the link in the description if you want to hear the book all about the music industry. If you create a brand new account with Audible, you can listen to it for free. Let me know if you like this style of content. Make sure you hit that like button if this helped you. Make sure you add me on Instagram, TikTok, and X. And YouTube says this video right here is definitely for you. For some reason, you got to check out this video. The algorithm feels like you're going to really love and enjoy this video. Check it out. I promise you.